Welcome back to the Completely Pointless Podcast. This is episode
3.
33. Just told me
Yep.
and I forgot already. As normal, you got me, Jeremy, as well as.
It's your boy, Nick.
Oh, fuck, I got my mouth full. Your other boy,
That's a weird ass name. When'd
Gorp,
you
Gorp
change it?
Brandon.
Change your name to Man, I Got My Mouth Full.
Whoa.
What would be
So,
the acronym for that, man? Okay. My MIGM
Make him.
full?
Whoa. Whoa.
Migumfa?
I
You
need
gotta
to
add
calm
that. You
down
gotta
there.
add. Yeah, you went
yeah,
into that a little
whoa.
too gung ho.
Brandon's like, make him.
Oh shit. But anyways,
Good start. Picked up
as
right where we left off on the last one.
right.
Yeah.
I know we ended on racial slurs and now we're starting on racial slurs.
No, we didn't say anything.
That's true.
We're
Okay.
just talking about make 'em.
Anyways, Nick, you were about to go off on some protesters. For those of you
Oh,
not
yeah.
aware, there have been a lot of protests recently, or at least maybe just ones I've seen, of people wearing. They're all wearing shirts that say "Just Stop Oil," which is a terrible tagline, by the way. You could definitely come up with something better. Um, and they've been defacing art mostly, and for some reason that's a protest against oil. And Nicholas, I would
Well,
love to hear your.
so wait, Jeremy. Are they destroying oil paintings?
A lot of them are oil paintings, but I don't think that's intentional. I think that's just because most paintings are
It's just
oil
art.
paintings.
Just because it's art.
Yeah, I think it's just like I think one of them, they like threw a can of soup at fucking a Van Gogh, and we're like, "What's more important, saving the art or saving the people?" And I'm like, "You can do both. You don't gotta destroy the art." I mean, I also just think it's really funny that um, they're doing all these protests by defacing art, quote unquote, but every single piece of art is behind bulletproof glass, so like they're not doing anything to it really. They're just kind of throwing food on glass.
Yeah, take that, shitty glass.
Idiots.
It just cracks me up. I feel like there's just a way better way of doing it. I don't know what that way would be, but like
Yeah.
the
I
way they're
mean,
doing it definitely doesn't seem productive. Like
on paper it
maybe if
makes
they
sense, I guess, because if a way to get attention is to throw yourself at something that gets a lot of attention, like art. So I
well,
guess it
the
makes
thing about it though
sense.
is like attention is good and all, right? There's the whole saying no P or any PR is good PR, right?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as bad PR, which I mean, yeah, you're going to get a lot of eyes on you, but at the same time, are you going to be having a lot of eyes on you because you're being annoying or because people actually think what you're doing is interesting? Because to
Yeah.
me it seems like what they're doing is just annoying, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, and also I've
it,
seen, like, as this shit started, that I think the founder or like one of the benefactors of the Just Stop Oil, like, their whole movement is she comes from like a family of billionaire oil owners. Like her whole family runs oil basically. And so
lol.
people are like, "Oh, this is a rich billionaire oil person paying and hiring all these stupid ass protesters to make their movement look dumb as fuck, right? Like she's paying them to go out here and throw soup at things because then everyone goes, hey, look at these fucking idiots over here protesting oil, idiots. And so I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Some of the protests real dumb.
Well, it was like didn't BLM get in a lot of trouble or one of their like main people was like laundering their money or some shit?
Yeah, I think
Probably.
so. But
I don't
there's
know.
just
I
kind of well, there's always bad eggs in everything.
yeah, that's true.
I don't
But I
know.
mean, it's just
I
insane to me that people will even use charities to take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
most charities are a fucking ripoff
Yeah,
because
True.
legally, to be considered a charity, you only have to give like 3% of what you uh
three
like what
percent
you
of
bring
what
in.
you bring into actual
Yeah.
charitable things. That's man,
It's
that's
some
like
super low like amount and it's ignorant.
yeah. Well, it's like you always see people that are like, all the billionaires are like, oh, I'm super charitable, but they all do just like they're giving away such a minuscule amount of their money that
Hmm.
it doesn't even make a difference. Like, Bill Gates done a lot of shitty things in his life, and now he's become very philanthropic. There it is.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
of like, I don't know. Do you think you could justify it, or you can once they become billionaires and they give away a few million, and you're like, okay, see, now they're great, awesome people, and there's no reason to talk shit about all them good billionaires now.
Mm,
Well, most of them use it as a tax write-off or to launder money. It's like
that's
buying. It's like art. Like all this really fine art is all just like used to launder money.
Yeah,
yo.
yeah, I guess
Like,
that's true.
so I mean, it's just I don't know. I think it's fucking the protesters. I understand they have a point, but I don't know.
They're
We've
making it
seen
very
what like
stupidly.
it's just like these overnight activists.
Yeah.
Fucking now we're gonna save the world. Today is the day. It's like sure, bud.
Today is
Okay.
the
Well,
day
because
that we just stop oil.
people are fucking desperate to have something they fit into.
That's
It
true
doesn't matter
too.
what, just something.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, but
Yeah, that sense of like belonging kind of deal.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. This is dumb. It's stupid though.
Well, yes, it is.
Like why? I don't know. It's just I think I'm also just very pessimistic when it comes to this kind of stuff because I don't see anything they're doing ever actually making a difference.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah, basically. That's why I'm saying like they're doing this to get attention and get their noticed, which has worked. But I mean, at the same time, it's like okay, what are you actually doing though? Like I
Yeah,
don't even know what you're doing. Like your protest is, or what you did, like your actions have caused you to be recognized, but nobody knows what the fuck you even are for.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, was it really a good move?
Yeah, and another part, like with the oil, I think every single human being you could ask them, like, hey, is our reliance on oil a good thing? And every single person will tell you, no, probably not. So, like, everyone's aware of it. Everyone just chooses not to do anything about it. So, what is your throwing Campbell's, tomato soup at things going to change?
Them doing it, dog.
Them
Yes.
making the point, Jeremy.
Yeah, they're making it. They're making it happen.
But I mean, are you really even doing anything, honorable or good if you're just making a point that everyone already knows?
Well, no,
I
they're
mean,
not doing any good, but in their mind they are.
yeah.
Because all these fucking oil tycoons are like, oh no, they're destroying art. They're not doing anything to our business.
Right?
Huh. Why do we care?
Yeah, what's the point then? Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Everything
Kind of
sucks.
a
We've all accepted it.
well, their heart's in the right place. I also don't know if I believe in global like or climate change as much as like that. Or I don't believe in that humans affect climate change as much as like is claimed.
Mm, I think we do, but it's because I watched a video. It was by Up Is Not Jump, great YouTuber, highly recommend. But he did a whole video on like what we're doing because the Earth goes in cycles, right? Of
Yep.
there's an ice age every couple million years. Like it's on a loop basically, and we have all
Yeah.
the evidence to prove this. But we can also have all the evidence to show what was happening leading up to it, like the atmospheric changes. And we are basically we're going into the beginning of an ice age at the moment, like
Yeah.
a couple million years earlier than we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's like it probably what will happen in my thinking is we're going to force ourselves into an ice age, and I mean we probably will survive it just because we're
Yeah.
we're fairly technologically advanced, but it's not
I
gonna
mean,
be pleasant. it's gonna be
he hit
Well,
it
There's
quick
gonna
on
be a
this one.
million years of bad times.
the human race is pretty resilient too. So I don't think it would kill all of us, but I think it would kill a lot of us,
Oh
if
yeah,
not
no, it would
most.
definitely kill a bunch of us, and even more than that, it would kill most of the animals.
Well,
Yeah.
do you know the worst part is it would probably kill all the skinny people.
Yep.
All right, look at me go. I'm fine, baby. I don't know. It's just hard to like everyone is always saying like, oh yeah, we're the blatant consumerism, all the bad shit we're doing, it's all bad, and you guys need to understand it's bad. And then everyone goes, yeah, no, we know. I like my Fruit Loops, so I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Make not bad Fruit Loops good.
Oh, that kind of totally random sidebar. Um, did y'all see they're making like Fruit Loop snacks now? It's basically they just took a Fruit Loop and made it like big, like it's like an inch in diameter, and then just put
Oh,
it. So it's
so
just
Fruit Loop
yeah,
donuts.
it basically it's just big Fruit Loops, and they're like, so now you
Well,
can
no,
just
it's
eat
not
them
Fruit
without the
Loops.
milk. It's Fruit
It's
Loop.
not
It's
Fruit
Fruit
Loops
Loop.
now. It's Fruit Loop.
Yeah, but they're like, now
Give
you
me
can
the
just eat
loop.
the Fruit Loops. I'm like, you always could have just eaten the Fruit Loops. What do you mean?
What do you mean you can now eat the Fruit Loop?
Yeah. Like
You
you
Stop
always
all,
eat
talking. They're making money.
it's like you know how many times I've just grabbed a box of cereal and just
ate it dry.
ate, yeah, just ate cereal. It's
Oh
fucking
yeah.
good, all right.
Yeah, dude.
Yo.
Yeah, but basically, the Earth is dying faster than normal, and we're all gonna be dead long before we actually see any of it. So it's not our
Oh
problem.
yeah.
Well, the Earth has made it pretty clear it doesn't like us.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we don't like it apparently, so
Well, it
Well, the
seems like
Earth
this
always.
planet doesn't like life in general.
yeah.
Like there used to be a bunch of dinosaurs, but they got fucking
Fuck
annihilated.
you,
Then there used
dinosaurs.
to be a whole bunch of different shit that's lived here, and it's all fucking died.
Yeah.
Used to live here, got yoked, got dead.
Man, what do you think will be humans' extinction factor?
Oh, most likely, if it's going to be something that'll actually cause like a mass extinction for humans, it'll be something self-caused.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're our own.
Nukes.
Probably, or like an asteroid or something. It would take something pretty big, though.
Yeah, because it would have to affect the entire planet in like an instant.
Yeah. Well, because humans have spread out so far, right? I mean, you have a whole species of animals and shit that only live on one fucking island, like the Galapagos,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? But
Well,
the humans are fucking everywhere,
yeah,
and
as
we
well as
are, but it's also really interesting because uh, I saw a video the other day. I don't remember who it was by, but they were like, "Yeah, if you stood everybody on Earth shoulder to shoulder, they would fit in an area the size of like fucking San Francisco or something."
yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, but just because we would all physically fit in that, we
Well, I'm
require a
not
lot more
saying we could
space.
all live there, but we would all fit there.
That's true. But
Like you could fit all of humankind in it, I think it was like 50 square miles or something.
yeah. I mean, but still though, that's a big ass fucking area, like just pure people. Like,
Well, yeah, but then look at the fucking surface area of the Earth.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but
Like that's not shit compared to the fucking total surface area.
that's true. That's true. I don't know. It's also a lot of the surface area of the Earth is unlivable.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just look at Australia.
Yeah, pretty much all of that's unlivable, or even Canada.
Dude,
Like,
yeah,
pretty
facts.
much.
Or Russia.
I think it's like, oh, some shit like 90% of the populace of Canada lives within the first like 200 miles from the border or something. I don't even
Yeah.
think it's that far. I think it's shorter than that. Because you get up into the tundra and it's like no one wants to live there because it's cold.
Facts. It's interesting that humans will just fucking pick a spot. Like, oh, yeah, here's good.
Yep, this is where I'm gonna
Let's
live
do it.
forever now.
This is where we're doing it. And we're doing it a lot.
Oh,
Just,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think it's funny that people will just like not even pick a place to live. You're just born in a place to live, and now that's your identity. Like Texans, they're like, yeah,
That is kind of
fucking
bizarre.
love Texas. Texas is fucking great, better than everywhere. It's like, bitch, you were just born here. Like, why do you give a shit?
I don't know, man.
That means
Texas
we were
is pretty
born the
fucking great.
best.
I mean, is Texas pretty great though?
Yeah, dude.
Well, explain to me why.
I mean, we don't have income tax. That's pretty fucking lit. We can also carry guns, which is cool.
It's Texas, that's why,
It's
Jeremy.
true, taxes, taxes for
As well
Texas.
as
No,
Texas is like
Texas.
No,
Texas is so diverse
It's
as well.
Texas. Yeah,
Like-
we got like all the environments.
Well, we're diverse in populace and in environment.
In ethnicity.
We're diverse
and...
as fuck, dude. Like,
It's only because
Bro,
we're
we
so
got
fucking big.
flatlands, we got mountains, we got
well, we
pine
also have like a
forests.
prospering economy in Texas,
Yeah.
opposed to some other places, right? Plus, just taxes in general not being so high. There's a lot of positives to Texas. I mean, I know there's some negatives, but fuck, who doesn't have negatives?
That's true. But I mean,
You
then
know?
there's also a lot of
Like, people
positives
like-
everywhere else.
Well, dude, people like to say fucking the South is racist as fuck. I'd go up north. They're racist too,
Bro.
dude.
I mean, everywhere's
They're racist as
but-
fuck, but they're more like blatant about it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Oh, dude, I
I've
don't know.
talked to some people up north, but I've never talked to a lot. I talk to more Southerners than I do Northerners, and I know some
yeah,
fucking
same.
racist ass North Southerners.
Oh, you're biased.
I am, yes.
It's weird
Because
because
I live down
I know a few people who are pretty racist. Like they'll make racist jokes and shit, and they'll use racial slurs. But then whenever you get them around the other race, they're fucking chill. Like,
Well, yeah, that's because they're
they're not
cowards.
like.
I mean,
I like my
honest.
racists proud about it.
I mean, I'm not joking though. It's because once you put something in front of them that could actually affect, like, yeah, they say whatever horrendous shit they want to say, but the second there's someone in front of them who they think might actually push back against them, they're like, okay, I'm not gonna say that anymore.
Cowards.
They're cowards.
Yeah, damn you. Oh, I can't say that.
See, Brandon's a coward. See.
I was gonna say, oh, you damn yellow bellies.
No, that's not racist. I think. Is that racist?
It is. It is.
Racist. Is it racist towards Chinese people? What's it racist towards?
Asian.
That's
people.
racist, Jeremy. How dare you assume?
Is asking if something's racist?
Yes.
No, assuming who it's
Inherently.
racist against may be racist, though.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, yeah.
Is it racist against corn
See-
people?
Corn people? I feel like that's racist, saying corn people.
Who is corn people, Jeremy?
I don't know, Brandon. Who do you think it is, huh?
I don't know. I was just thinking of something yellow.
It's like
Corn
Children of the
people.
Corn.
I'm surprised I didn't get a rebuttal from Jamie. Well, not all corn is yellow, Brandon.
I don't know that much about corn. All the corn I eat is yellow. I don't know.
You never had some good mixed sweet corns, white and yellow?
I guess that's true, but yellow is just another shade of white. We're fine.
Yeah, it's off white.
Okay, sick.
So
I don't know.
when
I don't know what to say
when
to
you
that.
really get down to it, Brandon, we're all the same underneath, all right?
We're just a sack of meat.
Exactly. We're all stupid.
Yes.
Oh,
Big
Facts.
time.
well, anyways, there was another thing that happened a while ago. I don't think we ever talked about. And so when I say while,
I-
like 3 weeks. Did you guys see the trailer for the Mario movie?
No.
Nope.
Oh, man, so Chris Pratt is voicing Mario,
Oh God.
and it's
Oh yeah.
okay. To be fair, he
It's a
only
me,
says.
Mario.
I don't think he says that in the trailer. I think he says like all right, let's go, or like some stupid shit like that. But to be fair, he only says like one sentence in the trailer. It's the only thing that's been released. But it just
Perfect.
sounds like me if I were trying to do an Italian accent. Like it sounds bad.
Do it right now. Right now.
I just did. It's a me, Mario. Like that's almost exactly what it sounded like. That. So
Whoa, isn't that a line from one of the Assassin's Creed games?
it is actually Assassin's Creed 2 when Ezio flees Florence. He meets his uncle at
Mario.
Via. Fuck, what I can't remember. Monteriggioni. His name is Mario. And he goes, "What? You don't recognize me? It's a me, Mario."
Oh man.
Yeah, Brandon, don't question
That's
my
so
Assassin's Creed knowledge, you loser.
Oh, I was just talking shit. I wasn't questioning your Assassin's Creed knowledge.
How dare you?
I would never
I
fucking do
was.
that. Jesus.
I
Man,
definitely do.
Great at everything Assassin's Creed. All right. But anyways,
Wait, were they
why
supposed to remaster the first one?
they no their like 15th year anniversary was a couple months ago, and so or I think it's like still going on. Everyone was like, "Oh, if they're gonna do a remaster of the first one, it would be right now." I don't think they will because the first one kind of sucked ass. So.
But what if they made it better?
I mean, I guess, but they wouldn't. It's Ubisoft. They would just kind of barely upgrade the graphics. That's it.
Facts.
True.
That's facts.
So I don't know. People always in the Assassin's Creed fandom. They always want a remake of the first one, but I don't think a lot of them have played the first one recently because it is not a good game. Like the story's good. That's it. That's the only thing that's good about it. The gameplay is real clunky, really repetitive. You can't even really you don't have options to really do a whole lot, so it's fine.
He's not wrong. Them's is all facts.
Mm-hmm. They should
Yeah.
remake Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Actually though, dude, Brotherhood was so fucking good.
You want a remade Brotherhood?
I want to remake
Yes.
Brotherhood.
Brother.
Brother. I just want to be running around Rome again because it was one of the best settings.
True.
So,
Fair enough.
I don't know,
Being
but
able to
anyways,
climb around on all the fucking like architecture and shit.
right?
Hell yeah.
Anyways, why I brought up the whole Mario Chris Pratt thing is, obviously some people were like, "Oh, you fucking hired a basic ass white dude to voice an Italian. That's fucking racist or cultural appropriation or whatever the fuck you want to say."
Nah,
So
dude. They got white people can't do anything.
exactly, we suck at
I
everything.
bet Chris Pratt's got some Italian blood somewhere in him.
I mean, maybe.
I'd give him some of my Italian blood.
That's hot. Do you even have Italian
Hey.
blood?
No. I actually don't know. I bought this like ancestry thick fucking kit thing I'm gonna do. See what I'm made up of.
Dude, I see.
Uh,
You always hear
you
those fucking
100%
stories.
bitch.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't though? But you always see those stories of people that buy those fucking DNA kits and then find out that they're their parents are siblings, or like they're adopted, or their parents cheated on them or some shit. And so that's
Kind of
gonna
what
be big.
I'd be curious to figure out because like see if my dad's my actual dad since he fucking doesn't look like we don't look anything alike.
Yeah, I feel
That'd
like
be
I would just
fucking
be
funny to me.
yeah, just
That
oh
would
I got
be
this new
that would
dick.
be interesting.
I don't know
Dude, wouldn't
my
that be a fucking shock? Just whoa, all right.
the fuck.
Facts.
I don't
Turns
know.
out
I
my
got
dad's fucking
a
Tyrell.
my dad got a one of those DNA tests. I think it was mostly just to see what kind of like heritage we are, or what kind of ethnicity we
What
are.
kind of mixed breed
Yeah,
you
what
are?
kind of
What kind
mixed
of
breed we
white
are.
you are?
I mean, yeah, basically we're just a mix of every single white thing ever. So it's
Oh yeah, I mean,
like not even
fucking
that interesting. Just wait. I want one of you to go in and get it and find out that you're actually like 90% African American. You're like, what the fuck?
if anyone would be, I feel like I'd be the most likely.
I'm upset that I don't. I'm like, I am just white. Like, there's nothing interesting about my my heritage. Like, I think I'm like a tiny bit of Irish, a tiny bit of fucking, uh, all the UK basically, a good chunk of German, and then stuff it is, but nothing of not a big enough percentage of any one to fully identify with it, and just a full mix of all the lame white ones.
You're like a little bit of Dutch
Yeah,
and a little bit of Scottish.
right? Like I don't get anything cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
What, being just pure white?
I don't know.
You know,
Sure.
we're too white people are too spread out, so our cultures are too lame. Like we're too much of an amalgamation of everything, so that we don't have anything we can identify with, except for like I don't know, socks and sandals. I don't fucking know.
Fucking socks and sandals.
I mean, but when I say that, you go, yeah, white guy. Like,
Yeah, white dude, definitely.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I want some cool shit, or at least like some good food or something. I don't know.
I mean, we have some pretty decent food, right? Like,
Barbecue, baby.
oh
Nice, your
yeah, dude.
barbecue is pretty good.
Facts.
Fucking
Also, fuck.
barbecue.
Wonder what's like Philly cheesesteaks too, if that's like American. I mean, they're
It
literally
is.
called
Oh,
also
Philly.
buffalo wings. Fucking buffalo
I
wings.
don't like buffalo wings. I like wings. I don't like buffalo sauce.
You a bitch.
But everything in terms of wings stemmed off of buffalo wings.
I mean, just the wing part of it. None of the flavors did.
But still, it's American.
The
America.
idea of frying a wing and tossing it in sauce that
Oh
is
yeah.
stems from the buffalo wing.
I mean, yeah, but if you really think about it, is that any different than any other food? Like they just cooked a thing and then seasoned the thing.
You just cook the thing and season the thing.
Thing, seasoned the thing. It's lame,
You guys can
Brandon.
cook and season my thing.
I mean, I'm down.
Oh,
Why don't we got like what was I watching earlier? So someone making like Yorkshire puddings, right, from the
gross.
UK, and their whole little thing. It's like at least that takes something. You know, it's like you make a whole little batter and you make some oil, you cook up the oil, you put it all in, you do all that shit. At least that's cool, not lame like chicken wings.
You ain't gotta hate on chicken wings like that, bro.
See, now I'm taking a hard stance against chicken wings. Fuck
I
chicken
mean,
wings.
feeling fucking passionate about it today.
It's like fuck those chicken wings.
Fuck them chicken wings. Nobody likes chicken wings except for me
Yeah.
and most people. But fuck them.
But fuck those chicken wings.
Are hot dogs like an American thing too?
I don't think so.
Where else? I've never seen like a movie where they're also eating hot dogs, and it's not America.
It's not America. Well, I think it's one of those things that we have now adopted to mean America. But like hamburgers, everyone's like hamburgers American. Like no, they're from Germany.
Yeah, I was gonna say not
The,
quite.
the,
Hamburgers have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
the Hamburg steak was from Germany.
I'll show you my Hamburg steak.
Putting it on
Pudding.
bread.
Pretty sure putting it on
That's
bread was still a
us.
German thing.
I don't know.
To look it up.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
say
feel like-
it was us.
I feel like they've been putting meat between bread for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I've
mean,
been
yeah, like
putting
it's not
meat
that.
between bread for a long time.
And that's why you have
Between
kids.
buns, dog.
Yeah, see, it was invented by Otto Kaus in Hamburg, Germany. It's a recipe called Hamburg sausages on toasted bread.
Okay.
We got distracted though.
Neat.
What's fucking hot dogs made?
Oh,
But anyways, I feel like America, not even just white people, but America, we just take other people's things. They're like, this is ours now. Fuck you.
This is mine now.
Except for baseball, but baseball sucks ass. So it's like, of course we made that.
yeah,
Fair.
baseball's boring as shit.
So boring, man.
Baseball's okay
Oh,
to
it's
watch
so
in
boring.
person. In person.
Okay, but then you're not really there for the baseball. You're there for just being with all of your friends, eating shitty ass food, being a fucking pig and just being stupid, yelling for things. Like it's not really about the baseball.
Hey, I don't
You
need
could
an
say
excuse
the
to be
same
stupid.
thing about literally everything.
Exactly, and all those things are dumb.
Just like you.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm stupid. Anybody
Oh,
that thinks
yeah.
I'm interesting is also stupid. It's like anyone that likes hot dogs.
What do you mean, dog? We're interesting as feck.
That's why we have a podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, us three white
Nobody
dudes.
Nobody else has a podcast like ours.
I don't know if you guys see all the memes of like on TikTok or Reddit or whatever, where it's like, oh, you're a bunch of white dudes in your 20s or 30s. Let me guess, you have a podcast, and it's like, yeah,
Shit.
you're not
So
wrong.
you're like, damn, fucking hit the
Like,
nail on the
fucking
head right
called
there.
out like that, but also
you fucking got me.
100% true. Like, so many dudes, just 20 to 30 something year old dudes, are like, yes, podcast.
It's because we're so interesting.
I mean, I think we can be interesting at times,
Oh yeah.
but I
I think
also
we're interesting all the time.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm very boring the majority of the time when I'm not hanging out with other people. Like this last fucking week, I did nothing, just worked. That's lame as fuck.
Well, it's just you're lame as fuck. That's all there is to it.
Same, dog.
I mean, yeah, but but again, Brandon, you confirmed it. I'm lame as fuck.
Exactly. I baited you. Get you baited, brony.
Well, I think you were talking about earlier, Nick, about hours working. What do you? I don't remember what you said. Because you said you were working
Oh,
doubles
yeah.
this week or some shit.
Well, I worked double last night because one of our guys called in, and so it's just been like we've been having a lot of staffing issues everywhere, like all of our sites. Like we had Esteban went to Washington D.C. to another one of our sites up there, and apparently they only have one guy who's like a contractor for overnights
Oh
for like
god.
the whole site.
It
Yeah,
sucks, man.
and it was gonna be that for us last night, but I was there, so we only had two. But it's like just the amount of people we have, and like we lost a shitload of people to another company, and yeah, really I think the main reason we keep losing people is because of staffing and pay.
Yeah.
Everybody's complained about the pay, and like we should get paid more for how much we do
I mean, yeah,
and how much money we bring in and shit.
that's
But
probably
I
just
mean,
true most places, though. So
Yeah.
well, I mean, it can't be true most places if you're leaving one job for another one, right? Like obviously the pay at the other place is going to be way more comparable. So
Well, so there's been the whole quiet quitting movement thing,
Which I think that should be a
but
thing all the time.
yeah, but I've now seen where people are getting quiet fired.
Yeah.
So basically, just management is like, well, you're going to do the bare minimum. We're going to give you the bare minimum. So they're like being held out of information and
Yeah.
uh like
Just
minimal
treated like
conversational
absolute
contact.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because when I
Basically.
worked in retail, that was just a thing they did. Like if there was a worker they didn't like, didn't even have to be a bad worker. It could just be someone they didn't personally like, and so they would give them the worst shifts. They would never schedule them help. They wouldn't ever give them pay raises or like do the one-on-one uh,
No
evaluations.
developmental
Yeah, that were
training.
meant so that you can know you're getting a pay raise, basically. And until they were like, all right, fuck this, we're quitting, so that they wouldn't have to do all the fucking shit to fire him. I don't know.
Well,
But
also,
yeah, and that's part of it is like we're trying to get these guys fed up enough that they quit so that we don't have to give them severance, we don't have to do all of the firing stuff.
Yeah, because then it's there. They're like, I quit, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah. But also, even like the quiet quitting thing, I could also just have a wrong interpretation of it. But it's from what I know, it's when you just do the bare minimum of the job, right?
Yes, yeah.
Isn't that
So it's working. It's a fancy way of saying working your wage.
yeah? I was gonna say, isn't that just doing your job? Like if you're doing what you're being paid to do and nothing else, then that's just doing your job.
Well, because all corporations want you to give your 110% and fucking
pay
your
you like
life
you're.
be the job.
I mean, yeah, but well, okay. Let me ask y'all this because I'd be curious for y'all's opinions. Do you think you should work to get a raise or you should work after getting the raise? So, like, a lot of people, and I do this even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I go above and beyond all the time because I like people are like, oh, if you want a raise, you should start doing the work for the raise now, and then you'll get the raise. Whereas some people are like, no, you do your work until you get a raise, and then you go start doing the bigger shit. So, what do y'all
So
think is the proper way?
there's a problem that I've actually had with working for the raise. So whenever I first got my job, I busted ass, I did everything, and then I would see people because I stayed within my realm, right? Because
Yeah,
there's different tiers, levels, there's different levels to it, right? And so I stayed in my realm, and then they would ask me, "Hey, we need you to work on this stuff that's above your pay grade," and I would say, "Well, no, I'm not paid to do that, so I'm not going to without the proper training. Right?
yeah,
Train me, promote me, and then I'll do it." And like my management fucking did not like that. They hated it. I was on a list of like people to get fired, and like it was bad for a bit. And so I kind of caved and then started doing what everybody else did, right? Working, doing what, was above me, and then just getting the raise and promotion later whenever they felt like giving it to me, I guess. But
yeah,
what happened and has been since corrected recently was promotions. So I was so good in my previous spot that they passed me up for quite a few promotion cycles just because I was like the main guy holding down my little like section, right? Like my shift.
yeah. They
So
couldn't
like,
afford to lose you in that position, quote unquote.
well, yeah, because I was, I handled everything that was high priority basically. Like the highest priority thing they always put me on because
Yeah.
I get results, right? Like I don't fuck shit up. I make it work and make it happen to the best of my ability.
Yeah,
And so they passed me up for a lot of promotions because I wouldn't be in the same position. And
right.
yeah, but
Because then
now
they
it's
have to
been
find someone to
corrected because we
replace you.
have a. It was mainly just due to the old management. Now we've got a new guy, and he's way better.
Yeah,
Or not a
because
new guy really, but one of my old shift leads. He's a cool dude.
because
Well, and I
that's
think that's a
why.
problem a lot of places is like, oh, well, you have to work hard to get a promotion. And then everybody ahead of them gets the promotion and they're
Hmm.
like, well, what the fuck? and they're like, "Oh, you need to fix this and this and this,"
Yeah.
or it's always excuses after excuses after excuses of why you keep getting passed up, even though you're running yourself into the fucking ground
Right.
for
Doing
no
everything.
reason because
Yep.
it's clear that they're not going to give you a fucking spot.
Yeah. And even like they did the same thing back at all the retail jobs I worked, where you would be working, right, and then they fire, or another person quits, another person gets fired, whatever the fuck. So now you're doing your job and their job, and instead
For
of,
your job
yeah,
pay.
for your pay. So instead of them hiring another person or giving you a raise to cover that amount of work, they're just like, you go
Oh,
do
he's picking it
that,
up.
just yeah. And I catch myself doing it all the time. Like, even though I think that you should do your job, and then if they want you to do more, they should give you a raise. But when I get into work, get so anxious and get so like in the middle of it that I just start doing everything. And then I'm like, they haven't given me a raise in a year, and I'm doing the work of like 4 people, and they tell me all the time, like, "Oh, you're fucking great, you're the best worker," and I'm just like, "Well, then give me some money."
And show me that, yeah.
Nope.
But I need money, and I want to live.
And that's 100% just fucking corporate greed over people's well-being.
Yeah.
Facts.
And especially in like your company, it's a bit different because y'all are a small
Oh,
company.
we're fucking. I love my job now, and we're tiny. I love it.
Yeah. But like corporate does not give a fuck how many people they hire or fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As long as a warm body is in position, that's all the fuck they care about.
Right.
Yeah.
They could give a fuck less if it's Jim Bob or Sally Sue.
Right.
That doesn't matter to
They just
them.
need a body that can move. A lot
Yeah.
of times it doesn't. They don't have to do it good. They just need someone there to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, let me tell you, working for a small company is so much better than any other job I've ever had. Because even like when I had a good like retail job, even though all the retail jobs I worked at sucked. So we'll go my IT job. I liked my IT job, but it like they just didn't give a flying fuck about you. Like they didn't care in the slightest. If you They might have got a spreadsheet once a month of the work productivity of the whole group, not just you, and be like, yeah, good, you know. Or if it's bad, fire the lowest performers and keep going, whatever the fuck. Whereas here
Yeah.
in my small company that has 7 employees total for the whole company, it's like, I'll text my boss like, yo, boss man, I need, or like, I'm not going to be there 4 months from now. And he's like, dude, just tell me the day before. I'm not going to remember that shit.
Yeah. He's like, I don't give a
Like,
fuck.
yeah. Or like the other day, my grandma fell and was in the hospital. And so at 8 p.m. the night before work, I was like, hey man, I need to leave. Like I'm driving down to Brownwood tonight to go see my grandma. She's in the hospital. And he's like, oh yeah, cool, no problem. Just fucking go, dude. I don't give a shit. And I was like, sweet. And then he still like helped me so that we added hours onto the next week, so I stayed at a full 40.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
See, either working for a small company is great or terrible.
Mm-hmm. That's true, yeah. You gotta have the right people for it.
Yep.
Man, so this whole past 2 weeks, last week we did like 2 late night shutdowns. This week we did 3. And that's where we'll wake up, when we're out of town, we'll wake up, get into work like 10, do some work, prep for the night, go back to the hotel, take a nap, watch some TV, whatever the fuck. Go back in at 10 p.m., finish setting up, and then at midnight shut the power off and actually do what we're supposed to be doing. So we've been getting done at like 3 or 4 every night. Well, one night last week, we got done real late. It was like 5, and we went back to the hotel, and our boss was up there just to make sure everything was going good. And he was like, "Hey, anybody have some beers? I need something to de-stress after this bullshit because it did not go well." And we were like, "Yeah," because almost all of us will buy a fucking 30 pack when we get there for the week, so we can just drink beers in the hotel room. So we're like, "Yeah, we got beers." And then they invited our GC over. So then it was, the 4 workers, our boss, and our GC all sitting in our hotel room listening to smooth jazz on the fucking TV because that was the only thing that was playing at 5 a.m. and all drinking beers. And we started talking about like religion and stuff. But
that's great.
I think I'm the only one there that's not like diehard Christian. So
Yeah,
it was real weird, man. It's me and a
that's
bunch of
fucking
like,
great though.
yeah, me and a bunch of like 50, 60-year-olds all just talking about, yeah, man, like, dude, and I love it because every single one of them multiple times throughout the night was like, oh, like, I don't really have anything against the homosexuals, but like, they can do whatever they want, just like don't involve me in it. And it's just like, it was a
Facts.
good ass time, man. Good times.
Just don't kiss in front of me, bro. It
Yeah,
makes me
dude.
horny.
It's just like, how am I supposed to continue to be straight when y'all are just showing off all your hot bods in front of me? What the fuck?
I mean, but true.
It's just a good ass fucking time.
But straight facts.
Gay facts, Brandon.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But man, that's the kind of shit that I always am like, I hate but also love, because I'm like, man, all these people are just like, they're all just talking to each other about how much they believe in Jesus, and I'm over here thinking like, no, your religion's stupid as fuck. But I'm really hoping they don't call on, like, ask me a question because I don't want to be like,
Don't call me out like that.
Yeah. Like at one point we were talking about Mormonism and how fucking weird Mormonism is. And
that shit is fucking weird, right?
Facts.
Weird
It's
as
so
fuck,
weird.
man. Like they believe in like space Jesus and oh man, it's if you should listen to it's called the Cult Podcast, and they did a whole like 4 episodes on Mormonism and Joseph Seed, who's the Seed or Smith? Joseph Smith? One of those.
Smith, Joseph Seed,
Seed
is
was
from
Far Cry 5. Yeah.
4, yeah.
Which I think he's based off of
I think so.
Joseph Smith. But they did a whole thing about their religion, and dude, it is fucked. Like, it's basically like the dude that invented it was really weak and sickly as a child, so he read a bunch and was real bored, and then at some point he like moved away to found his own religion, and to find it and give himself power, he was like, I was walking through my backyard and I found a cave, and in the cave were some golden plates, and the plates were written in this weird language that only I could understand, and it said that I'm the chosen one and we should do what I say. And then everyone's like, oh, that's fucking cool, dude. Hell yeah. Can we see the plates? And he's like, no, I lost them. Crazy.
Whoa!
That's insane.
It's unheard of.
And, oh man, it's sometimes, dude, like you see shit like that, and you're like, man, how stupid were people back then? Like, he was literally like all the time. Anytime somebody did something he didn't like, or when he wanted multiple wives because he hated his wife, he'd just get up the next morning and be like, I've had a vision from the Lord who says I'm allowed to fuck your daughters. And they were like, all right, yeah, man.
Okay,
that's
sounds
cool.
good.
It's like, I can't prove you wrong, so I guess.
Sounds good to me.
You're like, shit, you can fuck me if you want.
He's like, no, homosexuality's still bad.
That's a no-no.
Yeah. Oh, man, I know.
I'm getting another vision. Jesus said, no, never.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
There was,
Gross.
like-
Nah, fam.
Ew.
There was one point in their history that like the main guy basically had like a lieutenant that was like his second in command, but then people started liking him more than the actual leader. And so
God
the
said
leader,
to kill him.
yeah, the leader was like, I had a vision from God saying that I'm the true leader. But then the other dude was like, well, but I had a vision from God that said I'm right. Everyone was just like,
Damn.
all right, well, he said it second, so I guess he's more right.
Just a
Fucking-
game of minds, fucking
Oh
bigger.
yeah, it's fucking good times,
Battle it
dude.
out.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
you really should look into like the history of the Mormons because it's fucking crazy. Like there was a point where they basically had their own island off the coast that they just like fucking partied on all the time, and there was another point where they bought a town in the middle of a swamp and forced all the other people out of the town that were living there and made it their own, and then tried to secede from the US and form their own militia, and then the US government sit in the army to fucking kill them, and there's like a whole
what the
fucking
fuck?
fight. Dude, it fucking Mormonism's history is fucked.
Which is the one that made him drink the Kool-Aid?
That wasn't Mormonism. That was the Children of God, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I knew it wasn't Mormonism. That's why I
Yeah.
said which one.
It was either the Children of God or dude, there's so many fucking weird ass cults like that all say they're religious.
Yeah.
Dude, it just fucks me up how like popular that shit is.
Man, and
It's
I
like
always
Jehovah's Witnesses, dude. Jehovah's Witnesses are probably the biggest trip to me.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
What?
very odd.
Why would you like? You could not pay me to go to people's house, random people's houses and try to talk to
Go
them.
knock on fucking doors.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell no.
like,
Well, fucking Isabel said that she had one come up and she answered the door and she was like, uh, they're gonna come back tomorrow at blah blah blah. I was like, just don't answer the
just tell
door.
them no. Yeah. I
It's like
know,
it's just don't answer the door. That's all you have to do.
right?
She's like, but I was like, just don't answer the door.
Yeah. Man, the best way, what's really helpful if you ever do have a lot of people come to your house, get like a dog, any kind of dog, any kind of medium-sized dog. And just so like I had some, I guess I never got what they were. I guess they were Jehovah's Witness come to the door. And I opened it, but at the same time I was like, doing the leg thing, trying to keep my roommate's dog in the house who looks like a pit bull. And so I'm like, oh no, fucking bad, Stanley, bad, bad. And I was like, anyways, so what were you saying? And they're like, oh, did you want to talk about God? And I was like, oh no, thanks, no. Like,
Well, I
okay.
told her I was like, either don't answer the door, or just print out like a anarchy or a Satanism symbol and just hang it up to where when you open the door, that's the first thing they see.
I don't know, man. That might just make them want to talk to you more.
Right?
Say they love having someone to try
Converting
to save.
people.
Yeah. They love it. And I don't. Even when I was real deep into Christianity, they were like, yeah, you should talk to all your friends about it. I was like, fuck no. I was like, yeah, I'm 100% buying what you're selling me, man, but I ain't talking to nobody.
That ain't me, bro. I ain't a missionary.
Nah, it's like Esteban's sister's a nun over in the UK, and like his whole family is like super fucking Catholic.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They're like fucking like oppressive about that shit too. I don't
Right.
know.
Dude, super religious people are fucking great.
Annoying as fuck.
I mean, that too, yeah, but it's just, man, I still just don't understand. Because even, like, Mormonism's still pretty fucking popular now. Like, how?
Well,
How?
being religious is like being gay, right? Like,
Oh, man,
I
you
don't
just
give a
pissed
shit
off
what you do.
So many people.
I don't give a shit what you fucking do, right? Just leave me out of it.
Right? Like, don't make it my problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so many of them,
Well, it's
that's
not like a
part of
problem.
their
It's just like,
religion.
I ain't gay, so like, and I'm not religious, so
Yeah.
don't try and make me either. Not that gay people do that. It's just
Sure, I just want
bad
somebody to
comparison.
compliment me. Anyone, so
I
I'm
think
down for
you're
whatever.
fucking.
Yeah, see,
Think you're a
you
bitch.
couldn't even come up with one, right? You
I
couldn't
was
even
gonna compliment
imagine.
you. I was gonna compliment you, but I didn't want to stroke your ego.
It's like
But he'll
someone
stroke
needs
something
to.
else.
Oh, bam, chicka, bow, wow. Yeah, but anybody could do that. I don't know. It just still blows my mind that so many people follow that shit so hard, and then you
Oh,
point
yeah, man.
out any minor inconsistency, and they're like, "Nah, you're just not reading it right."
Right? You're like, you're the way you interpreted it. Oh, okay, so it's all
Interpretation, yeah.
interpreted.
Interpretant. I mean, it is.
Couldn't get that word out. So it's all interpretations. Well, yeah. So if I interpret it this way,
That makes it right.
I'm no less wrong than you are.
Yeah, exactly. Because even I one of the first things that ever tipped me off to like, oh, this might be not real, was my church was super diehard that the Old Testament isn't. We don't follow the Old Testament was just they didn't know what they were doing. They're just kind of making stuff up. This is crazy. We don't follow that. But the New
What?
Testament, I was like, it's all the fucking same. What do you mean? It's bad. I don't know. There's people, man. I
Well, this
just,
is
I don't
like
know.
podcast 6 where we went off the deep end on religion.
dude, I love religion because it's so dumb.
It's just such a like divisive thing. It's
Right?
like you're either in it or you're out of it. You're not like a little bit in it or
Yeah,
a little bit out of it. You're just in it or you're out.
right. You have to either buy in fully or you can't buy in at all because if you don't believe all of it, then you gotta believe none of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really want to like with someone who's super religious, just have an actual like level-headed discussion with them. But it's so
So he
impossible.
see here there lies the problem is you can't have a rational
Yeah.
level-headed conversation with somebody who's super religious.
Right? Yeah, you really can't. It's just like because anything you say, they take as an offense. Because I mean, most religions are set up that anything that doesn't 100% agree with their religion is against their religion. Not
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, they're just a person. No, if you don't believe with me, you are against me. And so then it
Yeah.
just makes it hard to actually talk to any of them without people just yelling at each other.
Well, it makes it almost fucking impossible.
Yeah. Man, I just want somebody that I can be like, so why do you think that there was one dude 2,000 years ago that was the Son of God? Explain to me your proof. Their proof is he said he was? Question mark.
Because he told me to. Because
because
he said so.
because another guy that lived 400 years after he died wrote in a book that's been translated 700 times that he was. So boom, got him.
You're gonna sit there and tell me I'm wrong?
Like, well, yeah, pretty much. Shit. All right, well, now that we've insulted all the Christians, we're
And
out of time, boys.
Perfect.
yeah.
Hell yeah! And then last week was racism. This week is religion. We're just hitting all the R's.
Hell yeah. What are we hitting next week?
Rice. I don't know.
Hell
Retards?
yeah.
Retards. Yeah.
That's where my brain went at first, and I was like, oh,
Like I don't want to say it. Yeah, we're hitting all the mentally challenged people. Mentally challenged people are so stupid.
Mentally challenged people are so mentally
Challenge.
challenged.
It's like they have a mental challenge they can't get past. Crazy.
Oh, we're spilling too much of next
Oh
week.
shoot! Fuck. All right.
Fuck.
Well, anyways, as always, our good friends that we've never heard of or don't exist. You can listen to our podcast anywhere you listen to them. Spotify, YouTube, RSS, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all of them, baby.
Your
Yes. I don't have anything else to finish us off with, so I guess we'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.
Ligma
Goodbye.
balls.